we haven't taken any electricity from the government lines. Our life is revolves around rainwater harvesting here. We don't use any borewell water. We don't have any other pipeline coming from outside. None of the plants, trees here have been watered. Not a single one of them. They all rain fed. Philosophical problems. Groundwater doesn't belong to me or you. It belongs to everybody.
Yes.
Mother gives us milk, so we should be happy with that. If you try to extract blood from her, she can't survive.
Yes.
Surface water is what is meant for us. Deep down, the water is not meant for human beings. I'm Pradeep. I'm basically a mathematician. I mean, even now I do mathematics. I teach in a nearby engineering college, Chennabasweshwara Institute of Technology at Gubbi. We live here. This is, we call this our house as Nele. And this is in Baswangudde, about 15 kilometers from Gubbi. We have been trying to do several things. Main thing is what is known as low energy lifestyle. We are trying to live with as little as possible. Doesn't mean that we don't we use no energy. A lot of energy we use, but we try to minimize in the sense we are off grid, in the sense we haven't taken any electricity from the government lines. Doesn't mean we don't have electricity. We have about 400 watts solar panel. I'll show you that later. Our whole lifestyle revolves around 400 watts solar panel. And we water also we don't use groundwater now, nor do we bring water from anywhere. It's completely rainwater dependent. We harvest nearly, since last year we've been harvesting nearly 1 lakh liters of water. We live off that. This is a house which we built in 2007, 6-7. Built with stabilized mud blocks. As you can see, it doesn't require plastering. It's more than nearly 20 years and there's no problem. This is our home, Nele. Please come in.
So this is off grid, you're saying?
This is off grid, yeah. This is completely off grid. We don't have any electric lines coming from outside. This is our home.
In a tradition way, we call it as totti mane.
Yeah, what they call totti mane. Yeah, it's a bit big for just our family, but we also have, so we had ideas of community living which hasn't fructified, but we run a small children's learning resource center here. Our village children used to come here before COVID. So we have a library in that room, there is kitchen there. We have various activities based around children and their education. We also, we participate in various school activities and children themselves come here and do various things. That's why this house is a bit big. Completely, as I said, run on solar power and no groundwater, completely harvested rainwater. For all our domestic drinking, washing, bathing, everything is rainwater.
And for the solar, I mean, what is the machineries you are using here? I mean, any
machinery is very minimal. As I said, ours is a low energy lifestyle, so we don't have too many, we don't have television, fridge or washing machine and things like that. We have basic, 400 watts means just basic lighting and minimum, laptop charging, phone charging. We have a mixer and grinder. We use it, it depends on the sun. If you have 2-3 hours of sunlight like this per day, then we can use everything. If monsoon, if it becomes a problem, we can't use mixie and grinder too often. Maybe twice a week we can use, but not every day. That's the only constraint on the power.
Sir, you said about rainwater harvesting. So, I mean, you are taking all the water from here itself or any of the roofs?
We harvest rainwater from various places. Various places means 3-4 places. Wherever you see a roof, we try to harvest water, rainwater from there. You can see a pipe going along the edge of the roof. So that goes into, you can see every side it's connected to a pipe. It collects in this half pipe. Then it flows into a tank. There is one tank here. There is one tank on the right hand side. There is one tank behind. Like this, everywhere around the roof, we have made tanks. I've been experimenting on tanks for a long time. So for example, this is a tank which is half underground, half overground.
Oh.
This is built using concrete cement, brick concrete cement, uh, which worked well, no doubt. But this place being very close to a lot of trees, there is always problem of the root of the tree going into the
Tank.
tank. So we do have leakage problem. This tank we built completely above ground. There is nothing underground here. It's built at a height so that by gravity we can use the water. With exit, I mean, how do we take the water out? So we did that. But even that has problem because it's completely exposed to sun. Again, cracks and other things develop. So now I have, and even we had plastic tank also. Of course, you can't use plastic tank water for drinking and other purposes, but we use it for bathing and cattle and other things. I found all of them not very effective. Any of these kind of tanks were not effective, whether it is cement, concrete, mortar, brick or plastic, underground, above ground, totally underground, totally above ground, all the combinations we tried. None of them were very useful, effective according to me. So what we have done is we have built, we zeroed in on this ferrocement technology. So I'll show you the tanks which are slightly away from home. So this is rooftop of the house is one place where we harvest water. Rooftop of cattle shed is there. That is another place where we harvest rainwater.
So the thing is, wherever we have the roofs,
We put up
there
a
we
tank there.
put up the this one tank.
Put up tank and harvesting system.
Okay, so how many liters you are harvesting as of now?
So right since last year, we are harvesting 1 lakh liters of water.
1 lakh liters.
Yes. Harvest means we had capacity, storage capacity was that much. Of course, rain will give us much more water than that. But our capacity was 70,000 liters.
Okay.
Typically, we get, see, for example, June, July, we start getting rainwater. For drinking purposes, we would collect it only after August because first few rains, we wanted it to clear the roof and other atmospheric impurities. All those things should be cleared. For drinking water, we had separate tank. We have separate tanks for drinking water and separate tanks for bathing and other water.
So you are telling that for the drinking also you are using the rainwater.
Correct.
For the bathing also you are taking the rainwater.
Correct.
The water what we are using here
correct
totally comes from rainwater.
Yes, our life is revolves around rainwater harvesting here. We don't use any borewell water. We don't have any other pipeline coming from outside.
But the whole concept, what is behind? Because you
we thought, I mean, there's nothing particular. It's just we thought we should try out this because it's freely available. Of course, it's an expense trying to build storage space. For example, this ferrocement technology cost me, even last year, it cost me about 4.5 rupees per liter. So if
per liter.
Per liter. So if you build a 10,000 liter tank, it will cost you about 45,000 rupees. Which is pretty cheap compared to plastic or brick and mortar kind of construction. Yeah, of course, it uses a bit of cement. There are downsides to it. But on the whole, we feel that, rainwater, it's freely available. I don't have to, groundwater, you see, philosophical problems. Groundwater doesn't belong to me or you. I mean, it belongs to everybody.
Yes.
Now, I have money, so I'll put up borewell and pull out all the water.
Even rainwater also same, sir.
Correct, it belongs to everybody. So I am collecting whatever is falling on my head and then using it. That's what we are doing. And I don't want, I mean, just trying to experiment, is it possible to live like this? Till now, there has been no problem. Yeah, of course, it's a bit uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to be careful with water. You can't use whichever way you want and how much ever you want. So you have to be cautious. You have to be, parsimonious. You can't just do whatever you want with water. None of the plants, trees here have been watered. Not a single one of them. They all rain fed. And we, of course, recycle our water. Whatever we use, bathing, kitchen wash, kitchen waste water, all of them are reused for kitchen garden and, other flowering species. Little bit, some plants require water all through the year. So we try to use that water for recycle. We recycle our domestic used water.
So basically, electricity and water.
Yeah, both are generated here in some sense.
Okay, you are not dependent on any of the MESCOM or water body. I mean, water. So this one department.
Correct. Initially, I did try borewell and try to recharge the borewell by making some pits and other things. I felt all around people, we are pulling out so much groundwater that all the water which falls on our head, even if it goes in, even if I let it percolate, I am not able to use that water in summer because people are pulling out water.
Pulling
Like,
out.
when I came here first, water table was about 550 feet. And
Last one,
now
10 years back. 10 or 15 years
15
back.
years back.
Yeah.
Now water table is about 1,100 feet. So which means every year we are going deeper.
This.
And I think water below 600 feet, may not even be water. It looks like water, but it has so many other its chemical composition. I don't even know what it is. It's like that famous analogy. You see, the mother gives us milk, so we should be happy with that. If you try to extract blood from her, she can't survive.
Yes.
Similarly, water, what is falling, surface water is what is meant for us. Deep down, the water is not meant for human beings. Means we should not be consuming it. But because of various commercial interests, we are pulling out that water. So we thought we will try an experiment. It's not that I'm very hung up about, we should not use borewell water and all. But we try our best to manage with rainwater. And this rainwater, as I said, I'll show you that later. There is a tank behind home. There is a tank here. So how do I pull out water? So this is you can see water is right
Here
now.
I'm seeing some water.
This is coming from far off. This is coming from the water tap, because right now we have put that small AC motor about 0.125 HP. It's not even quarter HP. It's less than that.
That is fed by solar power.
That is fed by solar power.
Okay.
That's the only power available at home. So it's coming very slowly. Right now we are filling this drum for our cattle and other purposes. Like this, we have water, pumps for various tanks. We pull out water through these pumps by switching on the power.
This is a small pump, you say.
Very small pump. These are all typically, in resorts and all, they use what they call as fountain pumps. They use for fountains, which may push the water up to about 10 feet, not more than that.
Okay.
So very low output, because that's what is ideal for our 400 watt system. Since we don't have too big a panel, we don't use very half HP or 1 HP motor. We are not used. I'll show you the drinking water system.
So this is your cow shed.
This is our cattle cow shed. We have right now they have gone out for grazing. This is where our cow and buffalo and calves stay in the night. Right now they have gone out. We have not used stone here. Also there's soil, floor. Cleaning is easy and less water dependent. And this is...
You are staying throughout the year here only, sir? Or?
No. Always we've been staying here only. All through the year. Only last 2 years, because of some domestic compulsions, we have moved to Gubbi.
Because you're taking cattle and all, right?
Correct. So we have a help. Domestic help is there. Farm help is there. Who looks into it when I am not. Because I go to college. I go for various other of my... karmas or whatever you want to call it. So somebody needs to take care of our cattle. So there is a gentleman who helps us in taking care of this farm.
Okay.
This is our, so here also you can see half pipe.
Yes.
The water from the roof collects in this, and then you can see a pipe system. So right now we have taken it out because, as I said, drinking water is collected only after August.
So this is the drinking water.
This is our drinking water source. You can see the tank is sealed. You see here. I'll tell you what this tank is. Tank has a couple of entry exits. This is where this is where the water enters. Normally what we do is we put this pipe here. So this pipe gets water from this roof. All that water collected.
Yeah, I got
First, there you see that conical thing. That is where first water gets filtered with any big impurities like leaf litter and things like that comes through this. Right now we are removed, but during when it is raining,
When
we
it
put
is
this
raining,
here.
your
Correct.
yeah.
We put this, and this is the filter. And underneath there is 3 holes, and the water gets filtered and goes through. This has basically some river pebbles, some pebble jelly kalu, jelly stones, and charcoal, basically
Charcoal.
charcoal made out of this coconut shell,
Okay.
and some sand,
Okay.
just usual filter. Then the water goes through this, and here there is one pipe which is our exit pipe.
This one, a
Yeah,
small
that
one.
small one.
Yeah.
So that means if the water is full in the tank, we let it open and it will go that side.
Overflow.
Overflow. This is right now sealed, but one can open this manhole kind of thing. You can see the handle
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So you open it. That is for once in a while. If you have to clean the tank, you have to get into the tank for some reason. We open that and go. But the problem is, if it is openable day to day, then the insects and ants and lizards and spiders, everybody will try to get in there.
Yeah, it is get contaminated. Yes.
Correct. And then once they get in, the water becomes unpotable, means bacterial contamination and things like that happen. Basically, water gets contaminated because if the water sees the light, that is when
Sunlight.
the bacterial growth will start.
Yes.
To avoid that, we have sealed the tank completely. Even this manhole kind of thing, you can see this edge is all sealed with lime.
Less.
You can't seal it with cement, because if you seal it with cement, it's difficult to open this. So we have sealed it with lime. And then here there is one entry exit. This is a very important entry exit. You can see a pipe here.
Small pipe.
Small pipe. At the end of this pipe is a motor.
Oh, that is what you said. Small pump.
Correct. And that end of that pipe is small motor, which I can switch it on using that switch
Okay.
plug point. So that is used only when I want to pull out water. So when I switch on that pump, water comes through this pipe.
Okay.
And right now we are not pulling it out, so we are not using it. But this is where the water comes if I switch on the pump. This way what happens is the water is completely protected. It's never, it doesn't see light. And since I never open it, the dust doesn't go in. No animal creature can go in because it's all sealed well. So
Yes.
this is rainwater which is filtered once through this filter. And after that we don't process it. We don't boil this water. We don't pass it through any RO filter. Nothing. RO is not required because after all rainwater doesn't have any. In fact, the problem is the other end where there are no minerals in this. So that's why we put some river pebbles inside the filter. So this is our drinking water system. Other tanks are not this kadak, in the sense it's not this safe right
Will
now,
this
because
come throughout the year?
this is 12,000 liters capacity.
Okay.
So normally our calculation is how much water do we drink.
Yeah.
So how much water do we consume per day? About 20 liters maximum.
20 to 30 liters.
20, no, for all, no, I'm not talking about bathing and all. This is only for drinking water.
Yeah, yeah.
Drinking and
Cooking.
cooking water, not washing.
Okay.
And we need this water through the year. Means it's not that in monsoon we do, like okay, I have to explain this. Other tanks in monsoon, other rainwater harvesting tanks in monsoon, the water keeps coming and then we keep pulling out, so it doesn't matter. When we don't have rain is between December, January, February, March, April, 5 months. So 5 months means about 150 days. So per head per day we say 100 liters per water per head per day.
Per day.
So 500 liters. So we are 5 of us: my wife, 2 children, my mother, and 2 cattle. This is our total. Of course, guests come, but then we also go someday. So that cancels out. 500 liters per day is what we require for 150 days, which is about 75,000 liters of water. So that's how we used to live till last year. Last year, I felt we need to be a bit more. We need to cushion our water requirement. So we built another 30,000 liter capacity water tank. So now we have 1 lakh liters of water.
For drinking purpose?
No, this is for all purposes.
All
for
purpose.
only drinking, this is the only tank. What you saw here just now is the only tank which we use for purely drinking
Purely
because
drinking.
it is sealed.
Okay.
Other tanks are not yet sealed. We are still in the, I want to experiment on various small things. So we have kept it open right now.
Okay.
So those water is used for bathing, washing cattle, kitchen vegetable washing and things like that. This is only for cooking.
So ultimately you have three roofs as of now, as we seen.
Correct.
One is house and one is the
Cattle shed. Here in this
here,
place,
here
what you are seeing right now, and one is
the
further
other
down
one.
there
Okay.
in the land where we have a nursery and another rainwater. That has 18,000 liters. This has 12,000. So this is 30,000 is like our asset. It will last us through the summer. But the other tanks, the cement tanks which you saw with mortar and brick, they start leaking. So I have to use it up soon after monsoon.
Okay.
I can't store water in it till say March.
Okay.
It will get over by Jan Feb. But these will last. So these are my real assets. These ferro cement tanks.